Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Main Street Fire Rescue. We are now in service with this vlog. It's been requested out at Animal Kingdom today. Well, not requested, I decided to come here, but hey, it sounds good. Anyway, what brought me to Animal Kingdom? Well, something completely different and something you don't see a lot on a lot of vlogs, especially at the Disney parks. It's an attraction that is kind of just there, that gets overlooked a ton of times and nobody really talks about it, except for, you know, in small details in that. Again, you don't see much about it. And the one I'm referring to is called It's a Bug's Life. Supposedly this is getting changed at some point this year, just like Country Bears and everything else. They're taking away all the good shit, but I'm not sure what it's going to change to. But there was a big announcement over D23 that they were going to do that, or D23 Expo, whatever they call the one in Florida. Now the bigger one, the notable one, is going to be in Anaheim near Disneyland, which will be later this year, I believe in September. But they made some announcements, and one of them was regarding the It's a Bug's Life show, and they were going to change it. So I thought, well, let's go out and take a look at this, because of all the years I've been an annual pass holder since November 2016 till current time, I've only done this attraction one time, just once. And I remember bits and pieces of it, but not all of it. I just remember that it is pretty dang cool, and I always seem to forget about it every time I come here. Similar to how the ET ride is over at Universal. I have been an annual pass holder there for almost 2 years before I rode ET for the very first time, just because of where it sits. You walk past it, it's easy to miss. I think now with DreamWorks Land coming in, it's going to be more of a popular item, because DreamWorks is going to bring a lot of people in, versus my favorite, the old Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone, which with all the old school stuff like Curious George, Woody Woodpecker, and all that fun stuff. That's all gone now, and will be the DreamWorks Land, so clearly it's going to bring more people back there. But I always used to miss the ET adventure, and I rode it for the very first time, you know, when my brother and sister-in-law were here, and we had a freaking ball on it. We had a freaking ball riding that ride. And so now every time I go to Universal, I try to ride it, because it's nostalgic fun. I believe It's a Bug's Life has been there. I have to do some research and try to remember how long it's been there. I'm not sure if something was there before it, but I know it's been there for quite some time. So we're gonna go and check out It's a Bug's... I can't talk. Just got done with a pretty good day's worth of work today. Well, we're going to check out It's a Bug's Life, and we're gonna go have some fun with this show and just break it down for you, and we're gonna show you everything that it entails, because again, there's not a lot of information out about this thing. You can YouTube it and that, but it's just, there's not much that, like, nobody pays any attention to it. I've yet to see anybody even live streaming to cover it. I've never seen it, unless it's because of where it's located. It's hard to live stream, but you just don't see much of it. So let's go have some fun with It's a Bug's Life, and if we got some time, we'll hit up some rides on Expedition Everest. It's not a very busy day here at Animal Kingdom. The last couple of days, Animal Kingdom's been closing at 8 or 6 p.m., which to me is nuts. This park used to stay open till 10:30, 11 o'clock most every night, and they had 2 showings of Rivers of Light. Now we're closing the park at 6 p.m. Anyway, with that, we are going to work our way towards It's a Bug's Life, and if you've never seen this before or seen the attraction, I got a big surprise for you, because it sits in a very cool area. Let's get started. So I have to, oh, I spent that entire intro calling it It's a Bug's Life. That's the official name right there. We'll just go with that. It's tough to be a bug, but it's based off of the It's a Bug's Life movie. How about that? Let's go with that. I'm not going to redo all that. Welcome to Animal Kingdom. All right, the first big clue of where this attraction is right in front of you. What I think is phenomenal is it's tough to be a bug attraction based on It's a Bug's Life is inside the Tree of Life. Yes, you heard me say that correctly. I didn't believe it the first time either. In fact, the very first time when I experienced that attraction, I had no idea what to even expect, and I thought, it looks like we're going to be going into the Tree of Life. Sure enough, that's where it sits, inside the Tree of Life. There's a giant theater in there when they built this, which I think is absolutely badass. I mean, how freaking cool is that? Oh, and by the way, you can see all of the animals carved into the root work of the Tree of Life and into the bark. I have to get the actual count. I know there's a couple hundred animals carved into this tree. So the entrance to It's Tough to Be a Bug is right next to the Discovery Trading Company, and as you walk into Animal Kingdom, as you're facing the Tree of Life, you basically take a right, and it's right next to the old Doug and Russell meet and greet. That's another thing that never came back after the long closure. Here we are. And what's really cool about this queue line is it winds all the way back to the Tree of Life. You get some incredible views from here. I believe there's even some animals back here. There's some animal exhibits. Oh yeah, right here. You can take a look through here. Like, you get some views of the Tree of Life that you can't get anywhere else in the park on this trail into It's a Bug's Life. Also, the attraction almost always has a 10-minute wait time. If you see it longer than 10 minutes, run the hell out of Animal Kingdom and come back later, because that means it's a rough day here. This is all extended queuing here, and this is actually a pathway down that way. There's also a Discovery Island trail that you can walk, which I believe is what that is. There is a lot to Animal Kingdom outside rides and attractions. Lots and lots to see. Check this out. Got a nice waterfall down here. And again, the animals that are in this thing is unreal. We are right now at the base of the Tree of Life. And we're gonna go underneath it a little bit right here.
Also, Tell the Bug is not a show. It's not a ride.
It's definitely not a kiddie show. I don't know where she got that information. But check this out. We're under the root structure. How cool is this? There's so many animals. Look at this. You know, first time I rode this, I just zipped on through here. It's just so much. And also, this is the standby queue, so if you do Fast Pass or Genie Plus, you don't see any of this. That's so cool. Look at this. Check that out. You know, this would be a cool attraction at nighttime. Oh yeah, and there are signs. I didn't get a chance to see it, but right there where it talks about this can be a frightening attraction. And I'll show you why. Here we are. We're now under the Tree of Life. And we got to get our 3D glasses. They're like ant eyes. Okay, and here's the doors to the theater.
In just a few moments, the door will be opening towards you. Please stay behind the airline until the aircraft open completely. Thank you and enjoy the show.
That's a big pile of shit. Or you could say that's a piece of shit.
All the way down. You anywhere, but keep walking all the way down. It is a 3D experience, so you're all going to have the same experience. Thank you.
How cool is this? We're literally under the Tree of Life. Or inside the Tree of Life.
The show contains loud noises, darkness, and some special effects that may be too intense for some viewers. So if you need to exit the show at any time, there will be a customer on the right and another one over here on the left to help you out. As a courtesy to our podcast, we kindly ask for no flash photography or videotaping during the show. And now, for the world, we proudly present Except to Be a...
So the beetles, maggots, and cockroaches may exit safely.
Oh my God, that's funny.
At this time, gather up your personal belongings and take your small grubs by their
That's
little...
fantastic.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for Selfie. But let's see if make sure you have all your personal belongings and have your guys in the apartment theaters that are right outside. Have doors and here's something to open. Exit through the doors to your left.
All right, as soon as we get into a clearing, we got to talk about this. Like that, I forgot how good that was. Of course, I'd only done it one time. Like, I would literally do that again. There's so many hidden pathways. Man, I cannot wait for Kali River to reopen. I freaking love this ride.
So yeah, you would enter this way and you exit.
Man, that's got to be cake work if you're a cast member for Kali River. Oh, Hidden Mickey. Never noticed that sitting there. Towels are folded up like Hidden Mickey. Yeah, that's got to be cake work. To sit there and tell people to get the hell out of here, it's closed. Not really. It's got to be great work though. Stand there and be like, yeah, it's closed. That's it. All right, let's talk about the It's Tough to Be a Bug attraction. So, as you could probably tell from the announcement, they request that you not film or take flash pictures. So, in order to respect that rule, I didn't film except for as soon as it was over, I kind of flipped the camera on for a minute just to see if we could catch any special details. The part where the camera was on, when they asked that everybody stay seated and that everybody leave, all the bugs leave the theater first. This is a 4D show, so it's got a combination of goggles, or not goggles, but like 3D glasses and 4-dimension special effects. If you've never been to a 4D type show, so you have the 3D from the glasses, but then you have the 4D because you have the physical air, objects, water, whatever it be, hitting you. Like when there's a part in the show where this bug started spraying this water, and there's these little, they got to be like squirt guns or something on the back of the seats because you get sprayed with water. And it's perfectly timed, so when the bug throws it out, you get hit with it. Or like the part where Hopper comes out and sprays everybody with this bug spray, and it's like this huge fog machine just sprays this intense fog across the audience. Somebody that would be claustrophobic would not like that, because for about 20 or 30 seconds it feels like you're in this. Well, if you have never been in a house fire, go see It's a Bug's Life, and the part where they spray you with the bug spray, that's what it feels like. You can't see anything, and it's like you're you're just enveloped in this smoke cloud. And of course, since it's fog, it's theater fog, has no smell to it. But for a moment, I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm back on the job here, or working a house fire. So there's all of these effects that make it 4 dimensions. And the best part, well, there's the two greatest parts in my book, where the one where Hopper calls down all of the spiders, and these legit spiders animatronic spiders come down from the ceiling, and they get probably within 3 or 4 feet of everybody's heads, and there's a lot of them. And it's great because nobody's obviously expecting that, and so it catches everybody off guard, and people just go, like, some people go into full-on freak out mode. It's pretty entertaining to like look around at people's expressions. And the other one is at the very end, where they ask all of the bugs to leave the theater first, and there's these motion, somehow, some way they have these motors or something under the bench where it feels like all these bugs are leaving. You can feel them running underneath your ass. You feel all these little bumps and that start coming up and moving left to right or right to left, and it is absolutely, and they move in the direction of the exit door. So it feels like you got a bunch of bugs running underneath your ass. It's hilarious. And the reaction of the crowd was really funny. So I will say this. I cannot believe that attraction is as overlooked as it is. And I mean, technically I overlook it as well. It's only the second time I've been on it in almost 8 years. So make time for it. It never has a long wait. It's 10 minutes at most. And if it's got a longer than 10-minute wait, run for the exits and come back later, because that means the whole park is insanely busy. But it is a very, very fun show. I will probably do it again before I leave today. And it's one of those where every time I come to Animal Kingdom, I'm just going to have to go do it because it is that much fun. I really had a good time in there. In fact, I can't believe it's been so long since I've last been in there. But it's kind of fun, though, because it's like experiencing the attraction all over again for the very first time. And amazing, absolutely amazing. And what's crazy to me is the way the 3D is done on that. It's almost more clear than the 3D on Avatar ride, which is another vlog I'm putting together on how, you know, these extra paid Lightning Lane experiences are not worth the money they're asking because the attractions are not in the greatest state of functioning. Like Rise of the Resistance, 20% of it is just not working, period. Avatar Flight of Passage, there's something wrong with the glasses. The 3D is extremely blurry. It needs to be fixed, but these things keep getting ignored, and yet people keep getting, you know, people keep paying large amounts of money for a single individual Lightning Lane to skip the lines. And it's just money Disney's pocketing, but they're not putting it towards the attractions, which to me is ridiculous and bullshit. So working on a vlog on that, it'll be interesting. But anyway, that aside, this attraction, the 3D, is better than the Avatar Flight of Passage right now. When back in the day, a couple years ago, almost 7 years ago, Avatar Flight of Passage, the 3D was so crystal clear, you literally felt like you were there. And that's kind of how this A Bug's Life is. The glasses and everything are done perfectly. You know, I've looked everywhere for a place to stand so I could do this, and you got this entire park, and I got nothing but screaming kids behind me. I can't go anywhere. I literally can't go anywhere. But anyway, the 3D on It's a Bug's Life is better than Avatar Flight of Passage ride, which is crazy. And it's just because the Avatar Flight of Passage needs the goggles replaced, because they're special goggles designed for that ride. Because very few, my gosh, I got carts rolling behind me. I literally tried to find a spot so far out of the way from everybody. It's my luck. It's my luck. It's just how it is. Anyway, the 3D is spectacular. It's crystal clear. You literally feel like you're right there in the middle of everything. So I highly, highly, highly recommend It's Tough to Be a Bug, based on It's a Bug's Life movie. It's got 3D effects, 4D effects, animations, all kinds of cool stuff. It is absolutely amazing, wonderful, very fun, and worth doing over and over and over again, because it's one of those attractions that the more you do it, the more you're going to see things you haven't seen before. Yeah, look, now that I stopped filming, stopped recording what I'm saying, nobody here. Go figure. Oh, this is one of the Wilderness Explorer stations. And you can see the ones that they represent. Those are There's the stop, the sign for the stop, but there's the badges.
That's a get out. Absolutely. That's a territory.
Those are the badges that you will earn while at that particular Wilderness Explorer stop. It's really cool. Like, you learn a lot about animals, insects, the environment, all kinds of cool stuff. Highly recommend it. But really, to do it, you need to take a day and do it, because it's a very big project. It will take you all over the park, including the train ride out to Rafiki's Planet Watch. And here we are, the base of Expedition Everest. Fun fact, I've pointed this out before in other vlogs, but the mountain that's in the foreground is not Everest. It's actually the one behind it. That's Mount Everest. That one's the Forbidden Mountain. That's designed in for forced perspective to make it look like it's a lot farther away. Which, one of the major hints that a lot of old Disney Imagineers are working on the Epic Universe theme park is they're using a ton of the forced perspective. Like, you can just tell that when you look at that park, that's prior Disney Imagineers doing that. And when Disney let them all go, Universal's like, come on, work for us, we'll take good care of you. And they have. And I think that's one of the other things that is just aggravating beyond belief. When you look at the detail like this, when they did this Expedition Everest project, yeah, it took them a while, but deservedly so. I mean, this is a major, major expansion of the park. And when you look at this compared to the Tiana's Rainforest Cafe Adventure, or Tiana's Hobby Lobby Flower Aisle Explosion, as I've heard it called now, I mean, it just looks like garbage compared to this. Like, this is Imagineering at its finest. Oh, they must have had some troubles. They're running empty trains. Fun fact about this ride is the track, it's completely separate from the mountain. It's so weird with nobody on this thing. It's so quiet. All right, well, we may come back this way. Let's go do some Triceratops spinning while we're over here. I walked past this guy, had a shirt on that said "Let's go, Brandon." I salute you, sir. Well done. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. And he's talking about the race car driver, right? Yeah. Here we are. We are seated, ready for flight. So this is one of those cool attractions. This will bring you up and down, and then if somebody's sitting behind you, this will actually tilt the cart forward and backwards. It's pretty cool. And a lot of times like this, at the end of the night, if there's nobody in line and you get done, they'll ask if you want to ride again and just stay seated. Get a couple of re-rides.
It's Chester here.
Hey, Chester!
For your safety to stay seated with that seatbelt fastened good and tight as you spin. Whilst you're spinning,
I'll tell you what though, there are some pricks that come here to this park. I was standing in line just waiting to get on the ride here, and just, I call him Bust Off, comes walking by, like just shoulders, like right, like all he had to do was say excuse me, I had to move to the right. He just like slammed past me, not a excuse me, not an I'm sorry, nothing. Hey, don't be a dick, man. That's all. Life is easy. Don't be a dick.
Forward or backward.
But I don't think people know how to do that. All right, let's have some fun. Coming in for a landing.
Please stay seated until your Triceratops comes to a complete stop. Then, make sure you have all your belongings and walk to the exit gate.
What's funny when they say, please grab your personal belongings, as George Carlin would say, what other belongings are there other than personal? He's like, do these people think I've got a fountain I stole from the park with me? George Carlin was the greatest. All right, well, we got about an hour left before park close since, hey, you know, let's close the park at 6 tonight. Let's go find something else. Man, I was looking through the attraction list. Kilimanjaro Safaris has a 10-minute wait only, which is basically a walk-on. But they close at freaking 5:15, which is in 5 minutes. I'm at Discovery Island. I'm not sure that I can get back there in time to ride. We can try. She made it with 4 minutes to spare. Heck yeah. This is also probably one of the hottest queues to stand by or to stand in the middle of summertime, especially July and August.
Oh, really?
Check this out. We're gonna get one of the last rides of the day. How cool is that?
Jumbo, everyone. My name is Jess. I'm going to be your safari guide for the next 2 weeks out here on the Harambe.
Sweet, 2 weeks.
So I
guess I better call into work.
Reminders before we head out on our very long journey. Coming up on your left is a rhino. Is a black rhino having some dinner there. Now, seeing the black rhinos is pretty special just because they are very critically endangered animals, guys. There's only about 5,000 black rhinos left in the world. They are very critically endangered due to reasons like poaching because of those horns on those noses, but those horns, they are just made out of keratin. That's the same material our fingernails and hair are made out of. On the right are some more greater kudu here. Now their camouflage is going to be those white vertical lines on their body. Those lines really help them blend into the trees pretty well. And they're pretty good hiders. Let's go see what we got. I see some very large white birds down on the right called pink-backed pelicans. They are pelicans and they do have pink backs.
Wow, look, humans in the wild.
Jumbo hornets. Oh, now we all look.
Oh, check this out.
Look at all those lumps.
Look at them.
Yes, those are hippos. Those are the Nile hippos. Everyone's chilling and relaxing, it looks like. Now this is what the hippos spend most of their time doing. They spend most of their time submerged in the water, just like that. They can even spend up to 8 minutes underwater without taking a breath.
It's pretty incredible.
Even when they're sleeping. So they come up for air whenever they need and then just go right back down all while asleep. So it is a pretty good thing they have all those ears, eyes, and nostrils right
Those
there,
are the
right
bridges
on
for the
their
Wild Africa Trek. That's a separately paid walking journey, walking tour.
Some big old Nile crocodiles. Okay, no big deal. Let's go over this little bridge
If you
here.
have the extra money, that is very well worth it. You actually get to go behind the walls. Man, that's a big dude there. Yeah, it's a rock.
Okay. Which, speaking of, we are headed towards the savannah. I know that's what you've all been waiting for. But
This
right
is one of the
here
cooler
to your
areas.
right is my favorite tree here on the reserve. I love to show it off. This is a baobab tree. I think they're pretty cool. They can remain leafless for about 9 months out of the year. They also have this really, really spongy bark. It's able to hold thousands of gallons of water. So some animals will carve into those trees to get to that water, which is why baobab trees are also known as the tree of life. Tree of life. Might sound familiar.
Heard that before. Oh, it's making noise. This is why nighttime is the best time to do this. Nighttime and early morning.
Here on our savannah. And with those big and wide horns, they are also a sign of wealth. So if you were to ever see them out on a farm in Africa, just know that that is a pretty wealthy farmer. And both the males and those females are going to have those horns that large.
Ooh, there's a Chevy truck in the wild.
Up over here on the
Yeah, we did get the
right,
last safari of the day. There's a safari vehicle behind us, completely
I'm
empty.
sure you remember them from The Lion King. I really, really like the wildebeest. They're also known as gnu's, G-N-U. That's the sound that they make. They say gnu, just like how a cow says moo. They're one of those migrating animals. They migrate hundreds of miles every year, and sometimes they do it in herds that get up to 1.5 million individuals. So it's pretty crazy. They live up in the millions. Now those little things on your right are the springbok. those little antelopes, and those were fully grown spring back. Yeah, we got the wildebeest real close here to both sides.
What are you doing there, wildebeest?
Oh my gosh.
Everyone look to your left. There he is. Oh, that was it?
Wow.
That's right. There he is, the king himself. There's a male African lion. There is a female over here. Let's catch him on the other side. Aww. Oh my goodness, can you feel the love tonight? They are mostly active during sunrise and sunset hours, so this really is the time to come and see some lions up and awake.
Oh my god. Wow.
Yeah, he's pretty impressive. He's very pretty. To the Magadi Glen. This is where the warden's post is. Looks like the warden's here. So we are getting a little
There's a John Deere in the wild right
to
there.
the village now. Now, if you'll notice, they have this yellow hanging structure right here in the front yard. That is a beehive. But all living things here on our planet. Now, there is one thing you might not have even thought of to recycle before, and that's your old electronics. So your old cell phones, laptops, tablets, they all have this mineral in them called coltan. Coltan is found in the habitats of some of the animals you saw here today. Now, thankfully, we have finally made our way back here to Harambe.
Yay.
Y'all, those 2 weeks, they're not that bad, right? On the right, watch those hands, arms, legs, feet, doors are sliding open. Cool out here, rainy, everyone. I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. Thanks for joining us.
That was an outstanding safari. And so then this attraction backs up with the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail, which is another fantastic trail, but it closes at dusk. So speaking of with trying to get the last rides in before the end of the day, I got about 15 minutes left, and Navi River seems to be dropping fast with the wait time. I'm kind of in the middle of the park, coming out of the Kilimanjaro Safari attraction, so we're gonna go this way over towards Pandora and just see if we can't get a ride in on Navi River. And right by the Flight of Passage ride, 65 minutes. It might not be. It's at the end of the day, but what I would not do is spend the money on the Lightning Lane at the very end of the day. You're not gaining much, because as soon as that clock, like tonight, hits 6 p.m., the Lightning Lane is obviously closed off, and anybody that's in line is going to ride with a pretty low wait time, because you don't have to worry about the Lightning Lane interrupting the guest flow of the standby line. That's the secret. So many people drop tons of money for that one experience, and also I'm working on a vlog why it's not worth to pay the money for it. It's just easier to wait in line, because the experience is nowhere near as good as it used to be because of the 3D effects. And we got a 20-minute wait time for standby. Let's take a ride on the Navi River journey. Oh yeah, check this out. Tonight, 20 minutes equals a walk-on. Or as I like to say, walk up, sit your ass down, and ride and have fun. Literally took 5 minutes.
Welcome, travelers.
Sunday to South.
That was awesome. I just missed a re-ride. We got off the ride just as it flipped over to 6 p.m. That's all right though. But just as I talked about before with these attractions, somebody riding Navi River Journey for the first time is not going to notice things. But when the thing is I rode that ride shortly after the land opened. That one along with Flight of Passage, and both those rides were outstanding. I never thought that Navi River was worth the wait that it got, just because it's a gentle boat ride through a bioluminescent forest. I mean, it's cool, but not worth a 120-minute wait. But now when you look at a lot of the objects, the little sprites don't move up and down. I don't know what they're called, but I call them the twirler things. It's a technical name. Twirler things. They don't spin around. They just sit there motionless. It's just stuff like that when you're charging $140 a day, they need to get that stuff in working order, because that's as I say, that's the attention to detail. And so when you are charging people $140 or more to walk into your theme park, you'd better have everything in pristine and perfect working order. That was a fun trip out to Animal Kingdom. I did way more than I thought I would be able to do. Got to do a Bug's Life, which was great, and then did a couple more attractions. Didn't get to do Everest because it was closed, but got Triceratops spin in. Got, oh yeah, I forgot about Dinosaur. Walked right past that one. Got the Kilimanjaro Safaris in, which was great. The animals were out, and got Navi River Journey in. So yeah, successful last 2 hours of the day. That's why I've said, if you time things right, you do not have to spend the money on that stupid Genie Plus. I hate people that recommend it because it's a garbage service, especially when you compare it to FastPass Plus, which was free and you could ride rides multiple times over and over and over again. It was a great service. If they would have just charged for FastPass Plus, I might have had a little easier time with it, but this Genie thing is just garbage. So now you see all these people leaving Animal Kingdom at 6 p.m. This is what leads to overcrowding at the other parks, because now all of these people have got to find something else to do if they're park hoppers. Now they're going to either go to Epcot Studios or Magic Kingdom. Well, since Magic Kingdom stays open the latest, that usually is the one that gets most of the guests. So why they need to keep Animal Kingdom open late like they used to. Same with Hollywood Studios. Give people options. No reason to be closing these parks at 6 p.m. None. All right. But the Bug's Life was fun. I had a great time with that. Like, I forgot how good that was. And you get unbelievable views of the Tree of Life with that. You know, going into that show and all that, it's awesome. And I passed one group of people coming out. They were walking the opposite way, and they were on the phone saying, "Oh, well, we're not going to do this. This isn't an attraction or a ride. It's a show. So we don't want to do that." Like, these people, give it a chance, you know, especially if you're here for a limited time. Yeah, I get it. It's not a thrill ride or an attraction, but it's fun. Like, you have to experience it. You really do. And I know why now. It's hard to find any videos of it because they don't want people filming. And I think the reason is with people are assholes when they film. A lot of times, not everybody, but a large portion of people, they do it in a way where they don't turn the screen down, or you can turn the screen off. And so it's very obnoxious for people behind you. Also, that theater remains dark for a reason, is to not spoil the illusion. If you were to have somebody with, a bright screen in front of you, it would definitely wreck the illusion of everything that you're seeing and all the 3 and 4D effects. So I see why they say that. So obviously, out of respect for the rules that Disney has set forth, I'm not gonna, then film it, and I obviously want to abide by that, because the other issue becomes is a lot of people are idiots, and they don't realize that there are cameras all over the place, and they are constantly watching you during that show, and they can zoom in on you, they can do whatever they want around that audience, and people don't know that, but there's a separate control room where they not only control the show and watch the show and make sure there's no hiccups, but they also watch the people. And if somebody's being a dumbass by filming or doing whatever, they will then make an announcement right in the middle of the show, which then disrupts the show because the announcement covers up the audio and it throws everything off. And so, you know, it doesn't throw the show off, but it's like you miss parts of the dialogue because they're busy making an announcement telling some moron to turn their camera off or to stop doing whatever they told them not to do. So don't be a dumbass. You know, if they give you permission to film, by all means. In fact, you know, as we move forward, I may ask, you know, hey, I've got a YouTube channel. I would love to feature this because it isn't featured very often, hardly at all. You know, and just see if they'll say yes. And if they do, I'll sit in the back so I don't bother anybody. And, you know, that way I'll turn the screen off and see if we can film it. But, you know, you can always ask because sometimes people, you know, with larger channels, they get special media access to where they can film on attractions and roller coasters and different things that normally you can't do. So, you know, it's always worth asking. But that attraction is so much fun, and I'm going to have to do that attraction more and more and more as, you know, I keep coming back to Animal Kingdom. There's a lot more things here that I want to feature on my vlogs. Again, things that, you know, I will be able to film and that aren't covered by most of these big channels, which it blows my mind because there are so many really neat things to do here. And I'm glad I had the extra time. You know, we did the Mahara Jungle Trek, we did the Triceratops spin, Kilimanjaro Safaris, and Navi River Journey. You know, it was fantastic, and that was in the last 2 hours of the day. So we got a lot in. Like I said, I just wish Animal Kingdom would stay open late like they used to, because this is an awesome park to visit at night. And to anybody that was lucky enough to get on one of those nighttime rides of Kilimanjaro Safaris, you know what I'm talking about. That was incredible. Because what they did is they had a special light on the safari vehicle, and they were able to show it in certain areas that they wanted you to see. And sometimes when it hit the animals just right, it would light their eyes up or their eyes would glow at night. I mean, it was a really, really kick-ass experience. Like, it was fun. And to not have that really, really sucks. Plus, Animal Kingdom at sunset is beautiful. And also the land of Avatar when it's dark. That's why they built that land, was for the enjoyment of it after dark. And now that they've taken that away, you know, people, like I said, so many people coming here for the first time do not realize what they are missing because of what used to be here. You know, it's one of the things that really pains me. And, you know, my next feature that I want to do is Rafiki's Planet Watch, because that used to have some amazing things out there, which have all gone away. Now, they do have another cool experience out there, which is the animation experience, which I definitely want to cover that. That is really neat. In fact, one day I want to do like an animation type vlog where before Festival of the Arts ends, I want to go to Festival of the Arts and draw there, and then come out here to Animal Kingdom, take the train over to Rafiki's Planet Watch, and then draw out there. So I'm not going to explain any more, but you'll see what I'm talking about when I do it. It's really, really neat. So lots and lots of good things to come. Or actually say great things to come. I hope you all enjoyed this vlog. Let me know if there's anything specific you would like to see. And not just here at the Disney parks, but around Orlando. You know, is there anything you'd like to see at any of the other parks, or anything else you'd like me to visit? Let me know in the comments. I like interacting with you all. Animal Kingdom, phenomenal time tonight. Had a great time. Can't wait to come back and do it again. Got a lot more coming for you. I will see you all again shortly. Have a great rest of the week. I'll see you all soon. And we got a big surprise coming Friday. I'm excited to do it for you. If we can get ourselves to 500 before Friday, I'll let you know what it is. If not, you'll see it Saturday or Friday night when I upload it. I'll see you all again shortly. Main Street Fire Rescue, out of service. I'll see you.